Good afternoon, everyone. Happy, happy Saturday, everyone. Glad to connect with you this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Wow, wow, wow. It's a beautiful afternoon. It's sunny here, and I'm so happy that we get to meet. I've been off since 5 a.m. today. I cannot lie to you. As a matter of fact, to to say it, it's like it has been a marathon. I had to just from one training to the other, everything just like. But I promise myself we are going to have this, even though we are unable to start at the dot of. Oh, let me quickly bring in the Facebook family. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay, just a moment. All right. Okay, let's go. Go live. Yes, thank you very much, everybody. How are we all doing? How is our weekend going? Today is day 18th, 18th day of this beautiful journey, this beautiful encounter. And I will not lie to you. Personally, to me, if there is anything that I can say about this journey, is the fact that I have been able to stretch myself away from my comfort zone. And how do I mean by that? How do I mean? Every day when you wake up, you already have a list of some stuff, or how will I say, stuff that you plan to do. And in the midst of all the things you plan to do, you know, you can just casually say, okay, by the time I'm done with this, okay, maybe I will do this. By the time I'm done with that, okay, maybe I will just, some of those things, just random stuff that we just give ourselves. But this 30 days, this past 18 days, every time I wake up with a sense of urgency that, come on, somebody is waiting. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to address this very form. Okay. When I wake up, the kind of intention, like, okay, today, okay, the children goes to school, okay, by the time they are done to school, okay, I have time for myself, I can sleep more, okay, I can relax, okay, I can do anything I like. But this 18th day, it has given me a kind of a regime that is dictating every other thing. So I'm now seeing myself prioritizing this important broadcast, that every day I have to wake up. Before the children wake up, I have to make sure I devote myself to practicing, do everything that I need to do to make sure that I am able to connect life. Even at times there have been disruption. I will not lie, like two occasions, like I had to babysit my little girl, and she just woke up out of where I left her, and she was just like she want to come right in into the studio and come and join me right away, and I could not help the matter alone with her. These are some of the stories behind the scene of an aspiring mompreneur who is just desperate, and who is just making up her mind to just go all the way to make something happen. And so I appreciate every one of you. I'm deeply grateful from the bottom of my heart. Everybody that have tuned in from day one, either day one, day two, day three, any of the day you've been able to tune in and you have been able to participate, for your comments, the likes, the advice, everything all together. I'm so grateful, and I'm not taking it for granted. And I'm going to be announcing few days, like 10 days to the end of this. We're going to be having some special feature before we end this September love month, and this is not going to end. It's going to it's going to bring forth something beautiful and something great. Thank you, Honeybee. And as a matter of fact, just keep on and watch. I'm going to be making some of the announcements as time goes forth. And I'm not going to take our time for granted in any way. I'm just going to dive straight into today's topic. And by the grace of God, I want you to know that there is somebody that is here to give you a listening ear and also to be able to help. So at any time of this broadcast or during the past broadcast, you are free to watch them on my official YouTube channel, Lodeta Think Media. Every of the series we've done that we've taken from day one till now is available there. You can always go for a replay if you miss out of any. And I want to say that if you look at the trend, everything has just been focusing on self, self, self. Every of the subjects we've treated has the emphasis on self. And I made it in particular by making emphasis on the fact that everyone until now, we pay attention to other people. When we're given an assignment, if it has to do with others, we go our way, we go all the way. But when it has to do with us, we treat ourselves with levity, we treat it with abandon, we treat it with not any carefulness, or we just want to do things. It doesn't matter. But if you are giving something, you want to go out your way. And I want to see how we can reverse this trend and begin to prioritize our life, begin to treat ourselves as important, begin to care for ourselves, begin to love ourselves, and begin to make commitment to love and grow in the level of love and energy we put for our own self. Because you cannot love any other person. Any service you do that you give to others that you can't give to yourself, that service, it's not real. It is based on a foundation that is faulty. And that is why I'm not going to subscribe to us going out of our way, doing things for other people, only just for the sake of doing it. We must be intentional and making sure we prioritize ourselves and being out there for ourselves, for our lives, and give ourselves the best. And the more you give time and you give more to yourself, you are going to see the beauty in you doing that. And so today, self-consciousness. Today's topic is self-consciousness. I don't know if you are online with me. I want to just put in the comment, what do you understand, or what does that sound? Because when I was going through this study, I was also going to be thinking, oh, self-consciousness. And it just means you should just be conscious of yourself, or just take care of you, or just think about yourself. And to shock you that there is more to that definition, that you and I need to pay attention to what we are really talking about, so that we can become more healthy our personality. I described by definition yesterday what it means to be in a state of health. Now, when we talk about health, it is a state of both physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So it doesn't go well when you're just, you are okay in the body. If your physical strength is there, but mentally, how are you? Are you sound? These are some of the reasons. Because this subject of self-consciousness, if you don't have the holistic understanding of what it means and how you can help yourself to position yourself in such a way that you are able to curb the excesses that it's portrayed, you are not going to be able to do much for your world. You will always keep on second guessing and always validate other people's opinion about yourself and about anything you stand to do. And this is not the best place to be. And so let me just go ahead and give you the dictionary definition of self-consciousness. The dictionary meaning is self-consciousness is an heightened state of self-awareness. As you are taking self-awareness to times 100, you are times 100 times what have you. And it means you are overly aware of and you are sensitive to attention from others. That's it. Let me read it again for us. When you are having a heightened state of self-awareness, and it also means overly aware of and sensitive to attention from others to the point of feeling anxious. To the point of feeling anxious or embarrassed. I want you to note those three words. They are very strong words. When you pay attention, when you are sensitive, and when you heighten your state of awareness to the point that you are being anxious or you are being embarrassed. I want you to think about it and look at everything around us today. There's something that is so paramount, and that is with regards to social media. I will continue to say this until somebody cares to listen. that there is a trend going on in the social media that everybody just want to put off a facade. We want to put up a false appearance of what and who we are truly in the real sense of life. And so you see somebody just wanting to put up an appearance of somebody that is doing a workout. We just go to a gym, we dress up, and we just ask somebody to film or to just take a picture or to just take a video of her doing serious exercise and doing as if she's really, whereas the only intention that the person did that video, made that effort, was just to put a facade on the social media. And so we are now begin to see a trend where we are being further away from the real and the essence of our originality and the real person or who we're supposed to be, which is what can help us make deep, real and normal connection, real connection. And this thing is missing in our days, and there is need for us to be careful. And when you now begin to scroll through your social media, and every day you scroll, and you begin to see somebody, oh, look at that, your friend, look at your friend, look at your body. You are not even fit. Look at her. She's going to the gym. And you now begin to see a heightened state of embarrassment, a heightened state of looking down on yourself, feeling that you are not amounting to any good, how you don't deserve anything. When you begin to have this, if it is not controlled, it tends to go into the negative state that you don't want to find yourself in. And that is what we call, by scientists, refers to it as social anxiety disorder. When you begin to experience self-consciousness to the extent that I'm talking about, that has gone beyond the normal, you begin to have social anxiety disorder. And anytime you see that one happening, it is not something you can just cure. It is something that you need a therapist. You need to consult a doctor. You need to consult a healthcare practitioner to help you out. And why is this broadcast helpful and needed at this moment? I want you to and I to get to a point where we are crushing on ourselves and loving ourselves so much higher than whatever anybody can tell us or whatever anything we are seeing on the social media, that is not going to dictate or be the function of how we are going to treat ourselves. And now we're not going to be feeling bad and looking down at ourselves and looking at ourselves with disdain or with low esteem simply because we felt threatened by what we are seeing in other people's page. Or you desire something and it's like those people already figured it out. You are still here. Friends, I want you to be able to come to a point and to a level and a state whereby you are able to begin to give yourself the permission to love on yourself and to accept your person as you are, and you are moving towards who you are supposed to be. You know, it's a 3-step. There is you that is here now. There is a picture of you that you long to see, that you want to see. And there is a picture of the sacrifice and the gap and the journey you and I need to take to get to that place. And so if there's anything you want to do, you want to go ahead and give yourself the permission to do that. So what do I need to tell us about? Every time you feel that all eyes are on you, every time you feel like all eyes are on you and you are noticing everything and that everybody is just looking at you, like you just imagine myself now, here on this broadcast now. I remember some days ago that my little baby was on and she came around and she was kind of wanting to get attention from me, and she didn't know that her mom is really busy talking to some people. She just felt we are all home alone. And can you imagine? And that at that level of awareness that I was having, look at me, I'm already on doing a live stream and see how I'm being distracted by my little girl and what have you. Every of those things, as that little as that is, if I am being too conscious of myself, do you know that I can begin to feel that because of that experience alone, anytime I appear again, I'm social conscious. Oh, who is looking at me? Oh, I didn't even know whether my hair, does it touch this place? Oh, does my earring show? Oh, did I even look up? Do I even, you now begin to put up every of those things. And why this thing is very important is I want us to get to a level whereby we don't judge ourselves harshly more than. And when you now start thinking, or maybe you get to a function, you are in a function now, everybody is there, and it's like, and you just see that everybody is dressed in native. And here you are, you're just in your top and your short or your long pants, and you start having that feeling of, I'm the only one ordered. Everybody's noticing. Look at how I'm dressing odd. Oh, and you are beginning to over imagine that everything going on around you is focused on you alone, and it's like, oh, you should just find a way of dashing out of this space, and you don't think, look at the table, everybody is being served this kind of food, look at what I'm having on my plate. All those feelings, see, it is a sensitive feeling that needs attention, that something is wrong in our inner configuration that is seeking for attention. And that is why this month of self-love, if you have missed any of the episode, try and go back to listen to it. What we are doing to ourselves is our normal surgery, so that we don't experience tragedy. If there is tragedy, there can be surgery. But if you don't want surgery, you don't want surgery, you don't want if there is anything we can do for ourselves, it is to help ourselves begin to heal from within, from every of those deep rooted mess and disorderliness that is not making us to be a total personality, that is not helping us to be the truest form of who God has made us in the first place. That you and I cannot come as where we are and be ourselves in any conversation, in any function, in any social meeting, and not feel threatened by what other opinion people of or have about you. And why am I saying this? Opinion are like noses, friends. Everybody has theirs. And everybody is always allowed at every point in order to use their opinion, to give their opinion. And you should never be threatened. Never feel threatened by anybody's opinion about you. And do you know why? One of the problems that we have not seen is that some of the people you are counting and banking on, that how are they seeing me? Oh, I didn't have my rings on, and they will think I'm not married. Oh, I didn't even put on my wristwatch, the best wristwatch I just got. Oh, and every of those things. And do you know the funniest thing? Maybe nobody is even thinking about you. Nobody even cares. Nobody is even noticing. Oh, you just got a big designer belt and you have a big what have you pants, and you want everybody to see it, and nobody is even paying attention. That some of the insecurity and some of this heightened anxiety that we place on our head, that we put ourselves and push ourselves into, almost 100% or 80% of the time, nobody even cares. Nobody even cites what you are glaring and giving yourself headache over. And that only few people pay attention to those few details. And why this thing is very important, and why I'm worrying and I want us to have a change of attitude, is that when you only pay few attention and mindfulness to every other good things you are doing, to the detriment of paying a bigger attention on things that really you don't do well. That is the problem with self-consciousness. That you are so conscious of yourself, of your environment, of anything around you, that you don't even tend to see the goodness and some of those good things that is happening, that you are doing. Thank you very much, Amos Idowu. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. So why is this important? It is an antidote. It is a way of us helping ourselves to develop a state of health, wealth, and state of mindfulness that is going to make us healthy in the overall. Because when you see a lot of people that you think they are okay, and they are having all the monies that anybody in the world can think of, and you think they are wealthy and they are also, with regards to their health, they are okay. No. So many people are suffering from mental disorder these days, that the statistic is just so alarming that you don't want to find yourself there. And some of these little things, look at the little foxes that result into this state of mental disorderliness, is when we begin to have this heightened state of self-consciousness, that we don't see anything good in ourselves. And I tell you, if there's any way we can get ourselves out of this pain, I have said the number one thing you and I must do is, we, matter of urgency, begin to practice digital dieting. Digital dieting. And what do I mean by digital dieting? You have to come to a place in your life that social media does not dictate and run your life. That you decide the number of hours, the number of time you want to spend on any social media. And if you are doing this correctly to yourself, you are not going to be down on the people that will subscribe to attending to other people's agenda when you first wake up in the morning. What do you do when you wake up first in the morning? Before your legs step out of your bed, a lot of us are fond of this habit. And I also, that was my life before I got knowledge. When I wake up in the morning, first thing I hand is my phone. I start scrolling where I left yesterday. I continued. And you now begin to read others people's agenda. I begin to give my early morning energy, the night, the vigor, the momentum, the energy I have that I'm starting my day with. I start to dispense it to other people agenda. So to curb this heightened state of self-awareness and consciousness that result into a societal dilemma called social anxiety disorder, the first thing you want to do to yourself is you want to make sure you don't go into your phone first thing in the morning when you first wake up. You start your day, as a matter of fact, with gratitude. You start your day with meditation. You think through your day before previous day and you write at least three things that you are grateful and thankful for. When you start your day with those grateful things, and then you put yourself in a state of being, that state of gratitude. When you want to start gratitude, you want to remember something that happened. You want to remember how that accident almost happened yesterday, that you were almost going to miss a bus, or you're almost going to miss something, and you remember how graciously you were helped, or you almost miss an assignment and somebody just called you, or you forgotten something. So every of those things, you are just thankful. Or you look at your children, you are just thankful, grateful. Every of those things, you will see the emotion that will come out of that state of gratitude. So practice mindfulness and gratitude. And when you are mindful, you are thoughtful, prioritize more of those good things that you are having happening around you. Pay attention to the fact that the beginning of this year, even last year for you and I, around this time, we know where we were. We know what was daily plaguing our mind. It's just that when will this day end? When will this play come to an end? When will that be the time that every one of us will be so free to live the life we want to live? And so you can imagine now this year, look at how we have gone further. Look at where we are. Look at the journey. Look at how many years from now you have struggled over certain things in your life, and you are beginning to have an idea of how to get it sorted out. For somebody like me, standing before you, talking like this, as if I am so proud and so bold and so confident, every of these things you are seeing inside of, I was not born with this. This is something I got to learn, because I knew that the more I keep dealing and relating with that old Diola that I said I don't want, I will never have the new Diola if I don't make effort. Look at this guy, Mike Tyson. If you look at his body, look at the physique, look at everything. When you see him stand, ordinary is bicep. Look at what he built himself into. That was not the way he was born. And so this is why, friends, I want to challenge you to know that every version of you that you see today is not your best. This is the version of you that you have believed that it is possible. And I say that if you happen by virtue or by chance or by any happenings of life, you find yourself in China, do you know you are going to learn that language? Do you know? Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Mabel. Thank you for the time. I appreciate you. Do you know that you don't have any choice? You are going to learn that Chinese language by force, because you can't survive in that environment. You cannot thrive. You got to learn their ways, their custom, every of those things. So the you that was formerly in your current state or your country, that you felt, oh, this is me, I don't need any language, can you see how you have improved? So this is why I want us to see that every heightened self-consciousness that you see yourself probing into, you can bring it down. You just need to be practicing day and day more of mindfulness and thoughtfulness, and never you overthink anything, because overthinking is like you sitting down on a rocky chair of worry, anxiety, and what have you, and you don't get nowhere. By the time you are done with that thing, you are still the same, on the same spot, like a treadmill, and you have not done anything to change the state. And that is why yesterday's topic, if you were able to watch it, we talked about self-talk. Every of those conversations that goes down in your subconscious mind, you have to pay attention to them and learn how you can make a shift, so that those things don't dictate, they don't inform the inner world. Because once those things get over, they are able to overrule your inner world, you are going to do like this. You know, when somebody is in a confident state, how does his head look? His shoulder is standing high, the eye position is looking straight, and they are ready to take on anything that comes up. But when you allow the external noise and external voices and external actions to overrule the power that you have inside, the spirit inside keeps like this. It's bent low, and he cannot rise up. He cannot fight. He cannot do what is expected to do. That is why you need to start your day with something that will boost you. Look for quotes. Look for write-ups. Put it all around you. To those of you that are believers, you believe in the word of God, get some of those verses in the word that really, really brings energy, brings life out of you. Let them be strategically positioned around you. And those things will help you. And also another thing that you need to do is realize that nobody cares. I've already said, don't let those other people's opinions be what is going to be dictating you. And another thing is learn from others, seek for help. If you know you are going through this, go and seek for help from other people. Learn from others. If there's anything that always make you put yourself in that state, go and learn from other people. Pay more details to what is wrong. Don't always pay more details to what is wrong around you. That's another thing. You know, some people, as good as they are, everything about them is okay. But when they get into a space, the only thing they see is what is wrong. It might be a strength, but actually, I want you to know that if you go on in that space, you are not going to be able to live the healthy state of mind, because you're always going to be looking for what is wrong. But there are better ways you can do it, and that is constructive criticism. That when you get to a place, you first appreciate what you see that person is doing that is good. If you see something that is a little bit needed, then you call the person, you make it. It's better than the only thing you see. And that is why even as parents, we need to be careful when we are raising up children, and we want to raise children that are confident, that children that will not be subservient, children that their assertiveness will be so strong that their yes will be yes. They will not look down on their friends and colleagues, and they will always feel overpowered, over-threatened. It starts by us also helping them. When they do something wrong, let us learn how we can praise them, appreciate the good things they are doing. I'm not saying there's a way to just this overrated what have you, that you just be praising a child when he's not doing anything. Look for something good that the child has done right. Compliment that child. Then after, call on the child and make your suggestion. Tell him what he or she is doing that is wrong. Do you know it is better? How do you feel when somebody compliments you? How do you feel? That is the same thing I want you to start doing to yourself. You know that feeling when someone says, "Oh, well done." Like I am here now. I'm not seeing 100 people on the call. I'm not seeing 2,000 people on the call. But these few people that are joining me, do you know what you are doing to me? And all the comment that I'm reading, you are livening my day. You are making me feel appreciated. You are making my worth making me feel worth. My sense of what is increased, that I have something to share, and somebody got to listen, and somebody got something out of what I've just shared. Do you see? Even by just hearing that, I'm happy. My mood, my emotion, everything changes. When you do that to yourself more, it's a process that you are going to become a better person at the end of the day. And I want to encourage you that this is a journey. It is not something you do once and you leave. Every day, constantly reappraise and give compliment to yourself. That, wow, Diola, only you, since 18 days, you have been live every day, nothing less than 30 minutes. Wow, bravo. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate yourself. Every area that you think you still need help, seek for people that are ahead of you. That is how life is. The journey you are embarking on, some people have already gotten to the end of the road. You are just starting. Some people are in the middle. You need every of those people around you to cheer you on, to encourage you to move on. And when you have these constant people around you every now and then, this is it. This is it. This is it. That's all you need. When you are in that state, you will be able to think far. You will be able to reason more. Your conscious mind of thinking will come to life. You will have value. You will have ideas. You will be creative. Your ingenuity will come forth. The genius inside of you will begin to seek for expression, because you are paying less attention to all those negatives, to all those things that does not bring the wholesomeness out of you. Friends, This is my encouragement for us today. This is my charge. I believe you have one or two things that you have learned or you have gleaned from what I've shared today. And I just, if there are other things you also feel are also part of what this conversation is supposed to be, I would love to read from you and also learn from you. Thank you very much for your time. I'm so deeply grateful. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is another day. And I look forward to seeing you. What am I talking about tomorrow? We're going to be talking about self-transformation. Self-transformation. That is tomorrow's charge. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you, everybody that's able to Amos. I'm grateful. Oni B and Ms. Mabel Chinwe, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you. Until I see you tomorrow, it's bye from here. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye. Thank you, Pastor Yomi Dada. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow.